things. There's a beautiful starter kit with these that you can start with in Young Living. It's $160. It's almost half off retail. It's a beautiful way to start and jump into this community that will support you and support your family in so many ways. There's also, if you're like really into the oils though, and you're not like, maybe you want to do the thieves, but you really want to start with some oils to support your internal consumption, because Young Living has Vitality line oils that you can consume. The starter kit is great for that. So the thing that I will say before I address these oils,
yeah, this is important for you guys to understand before we jump into this,
is they are beautiful and they are great, and they're how a lot of people start. It's how I started, it's how Brianne started, yeah, it's how Cheryl started. However, I really want to drive this home. We want to drive this home because a lot of people get the oils and then they're like, oh, I don't really use them, I don't know what to do. Here's the thing, they don't work if you don't use them, number one. Number two, 60% of oils don't work if you are already too far down in the disease pathway. Like if you're too acidic, you know, if you've heard of acidic versus alkaline, your body will not, the oils will not be able to do what they need to do. They will not be able to go in and clean out the petrochemical load that has burdened your body. Because what happens is when the body is so burdened that it can't metabolize and detoxify properly, all of the petrochemicals, they get lodged in your fatty tissues. And then it's really hard for any natural substance, any substance at all, whether it's pharmaceutical or natural, to go in there and resolve that. So you've got to...
The petrochemical load, so whether it's 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65 years, it doesn't matter how old you are, this lifetime of bioaccumulation burden is what needs to be addressed first. Tierney's point at the beginning, which I want to circle back with, where she spoke to you about, I did yoga teacher training, I started to see an acupuncturist, Brianne and I went gluten-free, we started to clean up our diets, like we started to do all of the things, but we were still, both of us, like we're sisters, right? So we are coming from the same family of origin, we got the same lessons, we were using the same products, right? Like we had the same recipes, like we were still doing everything really conventionally, using shampoos, perfumes, can't even go there, makeup. Those of you that follow me, I was a makeup artist for 8 years, a professional makeup artist, and I was slathering, like just, now that I know, horrific amounts of petrochemical waste, okay? All of the things that are in conventional products, I want you guys to understand, it's a waste product. It's a byproduct. It's a waste derivative of petrochemicals, okay? There's no reason for any of this trash to be anywhere near our beautiful, sacred, gorgeous earth body, right? And so getting the petrochemical burden addressed first is paramount to the ability for natural, earth-based, plant-based products to have a shot, a real, legitimate fighting shot at starting to reverse and undo a lot of the imbalance and dysbiosis that's present. Okay, so when we talk about cleaning up your act and unburdening the body, it's like an umbrella system. So it's not just one thing, but starting with what you use on your body and in your home is sort of like the baseline. And with that said, actually, I wrote a 30-page ebook. So it's not that short, but it's not that long, but it took me 30 pages. Yes, it took me 30 pages to get all of like the basic nitty-gritty stuff for you guys. So just please DM me, for those of you that are watching on Instagram, for those of you that are on Facebook, or however you're gonna interact with this content, just DM me or email me or leave a comment with your email address. I will send you the free ebook because it's gonna be a great way for you to just get the information quickly. and then you can at least be a little bit up to speed, because I mean, that in and of itself would be like another 1 to 2 hour class that we just don't have time to cover tonight. But yeah, just let's finish up and circle back about the ways that these specific plant oils can support the immune system, and really we'll focus on what Tierney and I use and how we have transitioned ourselves and our families to 100% plant-based, non-toxic lifestyle.
This is the starter kit. It's the premium starter kit. So like I said, this is how I started, and Brienne started, and a lot of our friends in our little tribe started this way. Based on everything we've been saying tonight, it might not be the right way for you to start. Like if you're real new to this and oils overwhelm you, or you think that you really might be super burdened, the way I would suggest starting would be with the Thieves Kit, to get the products out and to get the good products in, and then do this. But just want to share a couple of tips about things that have worked to help my immune system. So this oil right here called Digest, this is what got me with Young Living. This is officially how I started, because like I said, the immune system is in the gut, and my gut was really, really, really bad.
We don't even want to talk about
my
mine.
whole life.
Really bad.
So Digest is a blend of herbs, tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. And it helps metabolize, and it helps you digest the food. Lemon is another one that helps digestive enzymes. So these two taken internally, and Young Living has oils that are generally regarded as safe to consume, are just a beautiful medicinal thing that you can incorporate into your life to support your immunity and your family's immunity.
The Digest also, I'll jump in, the Digest also is my absolute #1 favorite. And you also can rub it directly onto the tummy, like a little belly massage if you have like an upset stomach, indigestion, bloating, nausea. So all of those really gnarly symptoms that I just explained, I personally have been plagued with them for a better part of a decade. I started to get really, really sick in my 20s, and this bottle has saved me time and time and time again. And just for perspective, for those of you who can really understand this.
The app is called Think Dirty.
Oh, good, yeah. You gotta get that app, yes. It's eye-opening. For perspective, I was hospitalized several times. I have lost a digestive organ. I was in surgery. I had endoscopies. I was chronically underweight. I couldn't digest food. I've really kind of been through it all. I've come out on the other side, and this is truly what I've used to get me through really painful and debilitating like digestive attacks. So for me, it was like gallbladder and liver, lots of spasming. For Tierney, it was lots of like bloating and indigestion. So anyway, it's a lifesaver.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, a couple others I just want to highlight are frankincense. This is like coming home for me. This is probably my favorite oil because it is autumn. So when we talk about the immune system, this is the time of year of seasonal change where most of us get sick, because in Ayurvedic medicine we talk about the doshas and the elements, and so
3 doshas,
the wind
primary.
and the space elements accumulate right now in our personal bodies and in the environment, which means that we are more likely to go off balance and become susceptible to illness. So oils that are really supportive of that air and space to help ground us to the earth are frankincense. Another one would be lavender. This is an adaptogen, so it does whatever it needs to do for the body. These are great in the diffuser. They're great to put on yourself topically to inhale. Another one that supports that, the essence of kind of grounding and feeling really good and at home in your body, is Valor. This one I apply to my feet every single morning. And then Panaway and peppermint in the context of immunity are really important. And Brianne, maybe you can talk a little bit about the combination of these two and how you use them with your kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So first of all, before we leave you guys and we leave this topic of immune support and immune system health and regulation in general, I want to talk about the other side of immunity and its immune response, and how do you modulate a healthy immune response, and what are some of the indicators that like reveal a healthy immune response. And so when we have pathogenic activity, what happens, right? Our temperature rises. And why does our temperature rise? It's as a beautiful immune response to kill and disable and disarm any of that pathogenic activity. So in my family, for myself and my children, although thinking of my husband, he hasn't really had any of that in the last several years, so he doesn't apply. There are two oils, but peppermint is the cornerstone, and the plant that I partner it with is copaiba. So peppermint and copaiba, which I don't have a bottle of to show you, are the two players. It's like a duet. And I put them together. I have a roll-on at home, and when there is a temperature increase in the body, that's a signal to me that there's pathogenic activity, and so I want to support the immune system. I don't want to suppress the fever. I don't want to suppress that increase in body temperature because I know it's necessary. But peppermint is what I use in combination with copaiba to support that immune response in myself and my children. So I personally am no longer reaching for any pharmaceutical synthetics, such as brand names that you might know, Advil, Tylenol, children's Motrin, bubblegum grape flavor, tastes great. No, those are all gone. Those are all long
Definitely
gone, like years gone. My children have not received that in years since I made the switch. But mamas, here's the thing, and this is, I'm talking to you. I know exactly how absolutely terrifying it is to be up at 2 a.m. and your baby, your toddler, your 10-year-old, your 13-year-old has a spike in temperature, and they're cranky and they're irritable and they're whining and they're crying, and whether it's teething or whether it's stomach virus or whether it's the flu, I know that it's frightening to not feel empowered and to feel lost in the dark and not know what to do other than to reach for that synthetic pharmaceutical compound, also known as, right, Tylenol, Advil. But what I want to say to you is that you've basically just been programmed and trained to reach for that. And it's important to have access to other mothers and other teachers, essentially, who have already walked the path and successfully used new modalities, new tools, and new ways of approaching health and wellness. So that's something really important that I wanted to talk about. And then lastly, for understanding that healthy immune response, especially when there's a spike in temperature, and this is something that I do for myself and for the kids, is cucumber juice. So cucumber juice is a natural and wonderful and quick acting remedy to bring down body temperature if necessary. So those are two really simple, 100% plant-based natural ways to support that immune response in the body. Not mask it, not shut it down, but support it, okay?
Feed the fever, starve the cold. That's